Let's talk about 2025 movies and what are my top 10 most anticipated ones that I'm looking forward to throughout this year. If you're new to the channel and podcast, hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and comment down in the section below. Let's talk about 2025 movies going forward. Going forward to 2025, this is the exciting year. They're fully getting back to full regular schedule movies coming out every week since the strike. And with this schedule going on throughout this year, they look very exciting, full of IP, sequels, franchises, you name it. And there's a lot of them I'm really looking forward to. But which top 10s, which I really have to came up with, is so hard to see which one entices me the hype the most. We're about to go down the list of my top 10 movies of 2025, and we shall see which one of them will land to my top 10 this year, or if not, the most efficient one I can put him in my honorable mentions. And without further ado, let's talk about my top 10 movies of 2025 going forward. Sitting at the lowest of the top at number 10, my 10th most anticipated movie, Karate Kid Legends. I am a huge Cobra Kai fan. I love the show. The season finale just ended since past couple days ago on Netflix. And going to this movie, this will take place after Cobra Kai years later. You got Ralph Macchio coming back, or should I say Daniel LaRusso. And this is an enticing Karate Kid that I'm really going into this movie, even though I never watched the previous movies. But going to this movie, I could tell it's feeling fresh. And I love Cobra Kai so much. We could get a lot of these references, cameos, and feel to what the Cobra Kai show had to offer. And with Ralph Macchio coming back in this movie, with Jackie Chan in this movie, of course, this feels a lot exciting to my anticipation. And I'm really looking forward to see what this movie has to offer. I can already tell this trailer looked very amazing for the first trailer they dropped a couple months ago. And right now, I'm feeling the hype of Karate Kid, sitting number 10 on my most anticipated movies of this year. Sitting at number 9, you guys will be surprised, Final Destination Bloodlines. And crazy, I would want to say this. I was afraid of these movies back when I was a kid. But as I got into making this podcast and the show of I Screen, You Screen 4 number 4 movies, I watched the 3 Final Destination movies. I watched the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th one. I didn't watch the first 2 movies, but the 3rd one is clearly the best one. The 4th one's obviously the worst one out of all of them, but I've been very excited for this movie coming out and been development. And this really entices a lot of my interest because the trailer they dropped looked very great. And I mean, I'm hoping these kills, what they got in this movie, is innovative, surprisingly shocking, and if my body ends up being squirmy in this movie, the movie's doing its job to get these kind of kills very crazy. And Final Destination, I've been growing to this franchise as one of my notable looking favorite horror movies to watch, and they're fun to watch at most times. And then you also got Tony Todd, may rest his soul, rest in peace. He is coming back to this movie. This is like his final movie, I believe, his final project before his death. And this will honor his legacy of this movie, who's been in this franchise for many years. And this is exciting, where it's going to go exploring his background depth of this movie, telling a story about his background, and also enticing to the present of this movie as well. But there's a lot of things to Final Destination Bloodlines that I'm really looking forward to. So I'm hoping this really brings about to this movie going forward. Number 8, Predator Badland. I'm a huge Predator fan, a sucker fan of one. I loved Alien Romulus, just to compare the franchise crossover. Alien Romulus is one of my favorite movies last year. And this is another Predator movie that the previous Predator film called Prey was on streaming years ago. Pisses me off, but Predator Badland has a lot to offer. This is a sequel continuity from the first one. It stars Elle Fanning in this project. I cannot wait. We never know what the movie is going to look like or how it is. But Predator, I am always a sucker fan and looking forward to these movies. And this is the first time a Predator movie going back to the big screen since 2018, The Predator, which is really the worst one. But Predator Badland is something worthwhile to looking forward to if you're a Predator, Alien, or heck, Alien Predator crossover fan that you've been wanting to see a Predator come back in theaters. this is the one that I've been really high on to see this movie, to see where it's going to land to and how big it will be. So I cannot wait for Predator Badlands to be on the big screen for the first time for the Predator franchise to return. Number 7, it is a wild card spot to pick, and I've been excited for this project since last year. This is a type of genre. We never get to see it ever once, not even in years. We've seen these type of genres. This is a combination. You got a horror movie, you got a football sports horror movie into one fused genre. You never see this once. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a Jordan Peele produced film, not written and directed, but a Jordan Peele produced movie. We got September 19th, Him. That's the title of this movie. And the story is so promising. It's basically a upcoming athlete is training with a star quarterback. That's what the story is about, really. I can't think of anything in my head, but this kind of spills a little bit from this kind of perspective of the story that doesn't get too much details. A little. We'll have to see the trailer. We'll have to see more of the story details. But this is a Jordan Peele produced movie that I wish it was written and directed by him. But either way, it's still a Jordan Peele movie to me. A football sports horror movie. I'm so excited. This comes out NFL season on September. And I guarantee you, this could be a wild hit this fall. NFL players could go see this movie for the sake of being athletes. Anyone. Football is the way of this for this movie, and I'm so excited to have this in my top 10 most anticipated going forward. We'll have to see what the trailer is, but I'm going to keep my expectations low going forward. But I cannot wait to see how this project unfolds to everyone. But ladies and gentlemen, that's your film, Him, coming out September, and it's sitting at number 7. Number 6, video game adaptation time. Grown excited. The first movie was okay-ish. It's got a lot of flaws, but I've been hearing awesome things for the second one, giving feedback for what fans want and what they don't love. We're going into a sequel since 2021. It's been a long time coming. It happened. Mortal Kombat 2 is coming this October. I love the fatalities in the first one. They were creative. They were insane. They were a blast to watch. That's mostly a film where you have to turn your brains off to watch this movie, sure. But yeah, as a fan, there's a lot of criticism with this movie for sure. But the second one, like I said, getting awesome response to what fans loved and what they didn't love. For most of it, there's a lot of bad than good. But the sequel, I'm hearing good things on it to what Warner Brothers is doing with this movie. They're bringing Johnny Cage in this movie, which is, I think, the soul of this movie. Katana's in this movie. You got other new characters from the games going in this movie. There's a lot of characters I can name in the back of my head, but there's so many. I'm excited for Mortal Kombat 2, and this is going to be one of those films where the first one came out COVID, did okay-ish opening-wise, but it was on streaming. But the second one, I could see it becoming a major boost, but we'll see where it goes. Mortal Kombat 2 is sitting on my number 6 most anticipated films. Now to top 5. Number 5 sitting, it is the finale of this franchise, and it just gets crazier. And finally going to put the chapter to this franchise with Tom Cruise's big lead franchise, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I enjoyed the last one, Dead Reckoning Part 1, but this is now where it's got retitled to just Dead Reckoning, and now the second part is basically called The Final Reckoning. Either way, this is exciting. Tom Cruise is busting his ass off through these stunts, what the finale is going to hold, and where it's going to really end off, how it ends. I love Tom Cruise as a movie star. Top Gun Maverick is one of my most embraced movies I ever enjoyed. One of my favorite movies of all time. And I don't expect this movie to be as Top Gun level, Maverick per se. But either way, I'm expected to be a bone spine chilling finale that closes all doors in this franchise. And Tom Cruise deserves a lot of his rest for stunts because he is getting older. But whatever he can do through his age, it's such an athleteable guy from him going forward. He's doing another movie with Alejandro Inarritu on his next project. That's exciting. It comes out next year. But for now, let's embrace the final reckoning of Mission Impossible, closing the franchise, sitting at my number 5 most anticipated movie. Sitting in number 4, Wicked for Good. Should have been called Wicked Part 2, but that's fine. I love the first one. The musical numbers were incredible, brought to life. The acting was incredible, superb. The Oscar noms are getting there. I cannot wait to see where the Oscar lands and which one wins. But I really loved Wicked for the sake of it. Part 2 is about to be a gut puncher like Dune Part 2, and I feel like this is going to be something worth watching for and something to look out for because this is going to be a huge one throughout this year. Right around Thanksgiving time slot, this is the perfect movie to go and release this right in the holiday frame. Wicked for Good has to be my top 5 considering the love for the first one. Number 3, How to Train Your Dragon. And did I mention to you guys that I'm a sucker for DreamWorks originals? When I grew up with Shrek, Madagascar, How to Train Your Dragon, etc. I grew up with the era in 2000s, and I embrace all these movies. I love the first animated movie in 2010. Then, you got this reimagining live action from Universal and DreamWorks. They're bringing it back in some form of capacity. This reticence, a lot of audiences that love the first animated movie and the franchise. And those new generations are going to be taken to go to see this movie, kids-wise. And new audiences, for sure, that heard about the animated movies. And I did not able to see second or third animated movies, but How to Train Your Dragon seems like a giant Grand Slam IP that people loves, and I think it's going to make a ton of money where it's at this summer. And let the haters hate for all they think it's lazy. You know what? This is DreamWorks and Universal. Who knows what could happen? This is the first time they go to live action, but we're about to see how they set this movie up. And it's going to be the reimagining that I'm looking forward to really watch this, to see what it compares to the animated movie. You also got the same director who did the franchise coming to this movie, which is promising. How to Train Your Dragon really sparked alive my anticipation. This movie's landing in my top 3. Number 2, James Cameron comes back once again. Avatar, Fire and Ash, perfect, always perfect holiday. December. Gotta have the legs. Gotta have the anticipation. The sleepy weekend. It is gonna be an exciting third movie. I love the previous 2 movies, and the way to see them is to see on the bigger screen. Watching this on TV and shit ain't the fucking same, and that's why I never want to rewatch those movies until I go to the movies for that. And that's where I'll probably do so yet again with Avatar. Avatar Fire and Ash, third installment, James Cameron directing, and I love everything James Cameron does for the spectacle. This is where the hype goes at, why we go to the movies, to embrace all this. The stuff in this third one looks so promising. I can't wait to see what the trailer has to offer, and the anticipation is going to build up from there. Avatar Fire and Ash is in my top 3 to landing on number 2 most anticipated movies. Number 1, Superman. I'm a DC guy. I'm a DC suckerhead. DCEU is finally ending its books. Joker followed you. We can hopefully all forget what happened, what it did at the box office months ago. But this is something different and special. James Gunn taking reins of DC, doing this movie. The first trailer, best trailer of my life of trailers. I did a trailer reaction. You guys can check it out in the YouTube channel. I love this trailer. Everything James Gunn's doing is so promising. David Cornsweet looks promising. And this is hopefully not a Flash situation. If this gets called the greatest superhero movie ever made, this is concerning. But if it's not called greatest superhero movie ever made, we have something here. And I hope for the best. This is DC's last reign to put up or shut up. This is its final stand. If people cares. And the only thing is, audiences will watch those type of movies if there's no bad superhero movies. If there's good superhero movies, they'll come out and see it. And with Superman looking like this, I can guarantee this is promising, worth a watch. Coming out this summer, July 11th. This is the movie I'm going to be dreading all around years to come, for months to come. And I cannot wait to see if James Gunn is the man of the job. And I always trust him. Everything he does for comic movies, he's the comic guru guy. We've seen him with Guardians of the Galaxy. We've seen him with the Suicide Squad. And Superman seems to be the checking box resumes of what his work does. Superman, I'm glad to put it in my most anticipated movie going to this year. And those are your top 10 most anticipated movies from me, ladies and gentlemen. And I cannot wait. 2025 is about to be special, full of giant movies. Until we get 2026, we can embrace 2025, and it's worth special looking forward to. Maybe there's some ones that will struck me the most, surprisingly, that weren't on my list, but we shall see. With that being said, let me know in the comment section below which top 3, top 5, top 10 most anticipated ones are on your list, but which one struck you your number one most anticipated movie the most. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, leave a like. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, I want each and every one of y'all stay safe out there. God bless. Thanks for the video, guys. Peace.